Hey guys, welcome back. This is our second day of math lessons for homeschooling. Today we're going to talk about thirds. We're still talking about fractions, but we're going to talk about thirds. Make sure whatever you do at home that your parents take a picture and email it to me or text it to me. They know how to contact me, so make sure they take a picture of your worksheets or any of the projects that we do, that if you're able to do them at home. You don't have to do them at home, but if you can, if you have the supplies, that'd be great. I'd love to see what y'all are doing at home. Okay, today we're going to talk about thirds. We've been talking about fractions, and we know that a fraction is part of a whole, right? A whole can be broken up into parts, and those parts are called fractions, fraction of a whole. Well, today we're going to talk about thirds. So I have a piece of construction paper here, and I'm going to divide it into thirds. Okay, I think I'm going to divide it this way. And the way I like to divide a piece of paper into thirds is I fold it over and then I try to fold the other way over, and I try to see if it's even, and it looks like it's not. So my first fold, I'm going to make a little bit less. And let's check how the next fold goes then. That's too much. So let's go right in between those. Okay, if you have a piece of construction paper at home, I'd love to see you folding it and making it into thirds. I think this is going to be pretty close. Might not be perfect, but I think it'll be pretty good. Okay, oh, that looks pretty good. I'm going to cut it apart. After I fold it, I'm holding it tight so it doesn't slip, so my parts are even. And I'll get my scissors, and I will cut my paper. You can see the 3 lines, 1, 2, 3. So I could cut it. I just divided this piece of paper into 3 equal pieces because fractions are equal pieces. If this is 1/3 and this is 1/3 and this is 1/3, the 3 pieces need to be the same size. Okay? All right, okay, so you can see there, you know, how many parts that are in a object, how many parts it's been divided into tells us the name of the fraction. That's how we decide what we call it. For example, when we had halves, if I have a whole square that's divided into 2, then we say that this is 1/2 and this is 1/2. And we write it like this: 1/2, 1/2. If I have something that has been divided into thirds, then we call it 3/3. 3, 1, 2, 3. We say thirds. Let me draw a picture of something. I have our objects from yesterday. Some of them could be divided into thirds, some not. Could our square be divided into thirds? Well, sure it could. Let me trace around this square. Okay, and let me show you how we could divide it into thirds. We could divide it into thirds like this. Got a line here and I got a line here. This one's a little curved, so let's straighten it up. Okay, now I have 1/3 and 1/3 and 1/3. There are 3 pieces in this whole. So because there are 3 pieces, we say thirds. 3/3. And each part is 1/3. This part right here is 1/3. This part right here is 1/3. And this part right here is 1/3. Each of the parts is exactly the same size. They're equal parts, just like we noted yesterday in our lesson and like we've written in our journal. And today we're gonna journal some more. So I want you to get your journals out, and you can write along with me, or you can wait until the video is over and then pause it, or you can pause it if you want to. If I need to wait, you can pause the video and work, and then when you're caught up, then you can advance the video again, okay? So let's journal thirds. So at the top of your journal, I want you to write the word thirds. THIRDS. And I'll scan my journal entry and send it to your parents so that you can see. I actually already did it in my journal. And I'll scan it and send it. I'll text it or email it to your parents. So if you need to print it out and copy it, or to look at it over and over again to copy it, you can, okay? Okay, thirds. 1 part of a whole Sure you're writing neatly, writing on the lines, not using marker because it'll soak through and then we won't be able to see what you write on the next page. 1 part of a whole that has been divided into, and here comes the important part, so I'm going to change colors. I think I'm going to go with dark purple. Has been divided into 3 equal parts. Okay, and I'm going to put some light, like sunlight arrows around this, like it's a neon sign, and we're bringing attention to it because this is the important part. 3 equal parts, equal, okay? If they're not equal, then 1/3 isn't the fraction. I was looking for my yellow. I guess maybe I don't have a yellow. How about red? I'm gonna go for red. Oh yeah, just add a little more to it. You know how much I like to use color. I got so many colored markers and pencils in this house. Shh, don't tell Mr. Radcliffe. Okay, all right. Then let's draw some examples of thirds, okay? So first we're going to draw a circle, and you can draw a circle just by hand, or if you have a circle you can trace a cup or something that'll fit neatly on your journal. That'll be fine. Okay, I'm going to trace this circle. Look, it moved. And I'm going to divide this circle into thirds. And the way we divide this circle into thirds is we can use, I'm going to put a dot right in the very middle. And then we're going to pretend like it's the face of a clock, and we're going to draw one line up at 12 o'clock. And then we're going to draw another line, not at 3, but we're going to move over to 4 o'clock. And we'll draw a line to 4 o'clock, and then we'll draw a line not at 6, not at 7, but we're going to draw a line at 8 o'clock. Okay? Then each part of the circle is equal. I think I can move this line over a little bit. There we go. That looks much better. Okay? We have 1, 2, 3 equals parts, and each part is a third. This is 1/3. This is 1/3. This is 1/3. It's been divided into thirds. Okay. All right. Now, let me show you what happens if I draw me another circle. I'm going to erase this, and I'm going to erase this. I'm going to draw another circle. You stay put, circle. Oh, I'll finish it by hand. Okay, I'm going to put a dot in the middle. I'm going to divide it. I'm not right in front of the camera. 8 o'clock and 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock and 8 o'clock. Okay. Then I'm going to color not just one part, which would be 1/3, right? I'm going to color 2 parts. Let's choose blue for the other part. Now, we know that this is 1/3, and we know that this blue part is 1/3. So how many thirds do we have? We have 2 thirds. This now 2/3 of this circle has been colored. 2 of the 3 parts. Here we have 1 of the 3 parts. I'll go ahead and color 1/3 of this circle. Okay. So this is what 1/3 looks like. It's 1, that's what the top number is. It's the part that we're talking about. We're talking about just this one part. And there's 3 parts in the whole. So it's 1 of the 3 parts, 1/3. That's the way we say it, 1/3 of the whole, okay? Here, the top number tells us how many parts that we're talking about, and we're talking about these 2 colored parts. The bottom number tells us how many parts are in the whole circle. 1, 2, 3 parts in the whole circle. So we say that this is 2/3. Okay, let's draw another circle. One more circle here. All right, we're going to divide it again into thirds. 3, 4 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 12 o'clock. Okay, and we're going to color 3 different colors. We're going to color 1/3 of it orange. We're going to color 1/3 of it blue. And we're going to color 1/3 of it green. Okay, how many parts did we color? We colored 3 parts. That's the number on top. 3 of the 3. When we have 3 of the 3 parts colored, that's all of them. That's the same thing as one whole circle, isn't it? All right, there we go. Okay? Okay, who can define thirds for me? Who can tell me what thirds means? It's one part. Thirds is one part of a whole that has been divided into 3 equal parts. Thirds is 3 equal parts. And remember, the number on the bottom tells us how many parts the whole has been divided into. Okay, we can look today at a cookie that's been divided into thirds. We can divide all sorts of shapes into thirds. Here we can look at this cookie that's been divided into thirds. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that makes one whole cookie, doesn't it? How many parts are in the cookie? Let me separate it so you can see white between. 1, 2, 3. Each part is 1/3. 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. If I put 2 of the parts together, that's 2/3, 2 of the 3. If I put all 3 together, that's 3 of the 3, 3/3, and that's one whole cookie. Okay? All right, let's look at a triangle. Can we divide a triangle into thirds? Well, some we can divide evenly into thirds for sure. If I have a regular triangle like this, let me trace it and then pull it back and show you. This is kind of tricky, but you can do it. You see that? Yes, I think you can. Let me finish it. Okay, we can actually divide it into thirds. Okay, we're going to try to go right in the middle, and we're going to draw a line to 3 corners. 1, 2, 3. Now this piece is the same as this piece, and this piece and this piece are the same as this piece. Okay, can you see that they're all, if I twisted it, you would really be able to see. Okay, we can divide a square or a rectangle. Those can be divided into thirds. We can divide this rectangle, put a line here, put a line here. We have 1/3 here. We have 1/3 here. We have 1/3 here. Same thing with the square side. I can divide it into thirds. I have 1/3 here, 1/3 here, and 1/3 here. Now, what about our heart? Can I divide the heart into thirds? I don't think so. I'm not sure how I would do that because we have 2 humps here and we have 1 point here. I don't know how we could divide this into thirds and come up with the same amount. Okay? Hexagon, could we divide it into thirds? I'm not too sure. I don't think so. Not easily anyway. Okay, same thing with the trapezoid. We cannot divide it easily into thirds. All right? Okay. So today you are going to, don't forget to do your journal, draw these different shapes, show thirds, show a whole. We've got circles, we've got triangles. You can do a square, just like I did, and show thirds. Okay. Here. You can label each part 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. Okay. You could do a rectangle. you could do a triangle like me. And again, label the parts 1/3. Okay. If you want to color 2 parts of it, you can tell me that 2/3 of it have been colored. All right, now I'm going to clear the board. Sorry, but it'll be, you'll have a picture of it, or you can rewind the video later to finish your journal. Okay? Because I want to show you, just like yesterday where we had the little matchup game. Here's 1/3. I'm going to put that there. Here's 3/3. And here's 2/3. Now let's find the pieces that go with it. I'm just going to spread them out down here. Okay. Let's see if you can help me. See if you can identify and sort these where they go before I do. Okay. I'm looking for all the things that represent 1/3. Okay, because this says 1/3. I know this is not 1/3. 1/3. There we go. There's one. There's the fraction. This is how it's written. 1/3. 1 part out of 3 parts. Okay. So I'm going to put this underneath. And if I'm looking for 1/3, I'm looking for a circle that's been divided into 3 parts and one of the parts is colored. I see it here. Here it is. Okay, and there's 1/3. Okay, now let's look for 2/3. That means that 2 parts have been colored out of 3 parts. Here's the number, 2/3. There's the fraction. And remember, the top part is how many parts we're talking about. The bottom parts are the bottom number is how many parts in the whole thing. So we're looking for a circle that's been divided into thirds, and 2 of the 3 have been colored. Where is it? Yes, here it is, right here. That's 2/3, okay? And last, we're looking for 3/3. Here's 3/3. We're looking for a circle where 3 parts of 3 parts have been colored. Here it is. All 3 parts have been colored. And do you remember that 3/3 is the same thing as what? 3/3 is the same thing as, yes, one whole cookie or circle or pie or pizza or whatever you're hungry for. All right, today is math lesson 227 and 228. So make sure you go over the instructions with your parents or an older brother or sister. If you have any questions, have your parents message me, or you can go back and watch the lesson again. All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Good job today. I'm proud of you.